Shannon Larkin's live SpiritStream. Thanks for tuning in. It's going to be a good show. A really good shoe. Got my microphone working. Dressed all in white. Gonna talk about music. Gonna play some music. Gonna look at some music news. Gonna tell some stories. Why, might you ask, does this dude have a show about music? Who is this dude to have some music show he's trying to pull on Friday nights from 7 to 9? Well, it's a long story, really, but 40 years I've been in this lovely world called the music business. Made lots of records, drummed for lots of really cool bands, had many experiences that I can share with all of you in my own personal way and at my own leisure. That's my mantra now. No rushing. You don't rush things. So for people that don't know and perhaps are tuning in for the first time even, I used to be in 4 bands for the last 40 years. The first Wrathchild America thrash metal, the second Ugly Kid Joe metal, the third Amen punk, and the fourth Godsmack metal rock. I'd say hard rock. But that one was for the last 23 years of my life. 22 years. And then a year off last year. And I retired from that because of touring. So I left the band Godsmack, and after a while I wondered, well, besides making music, I still want to listen to new music and talk about music, and how do I get my yayas out? What if I do a show? What makes my show different? It's live. And so a lot of my favorite shows about music are podcasts or they're taped and edited. So like if I say Joey Ramone, I could put a picture of Joey Ramone right here in editing later. Or if my camera fails or my microphone fails, I can edit that shit out and fix all that shit. But not this show. It's live and it's been by the seat of my pants. And I've had some help from my good friend Craig. And Craig's here.
Yeah,
and it's a special day. It's a special day. I'm usually here alone. Craig's been with me the first couple times, helping me out. Helped me basically preventing me from going stark raving mad over this. At least I had someone as ignorant as me.
For sure.
We tried to figure this shit out for y'all people, but it's been a nightmare of getting the right internet and streaming and all these things that were very new. Very new, but here we are. And it's a great day. I'm going to talk about a couple things that I have going on musically. It's all about music, people. Everything is about music in this guy's life. So we'll talk about the new ABR. For those that don't know, it's the Apocalypse Blues Revival. And it's a band I have. And you can go on and check it out. We have a record out. It's on iTunes, self-titled Apocalypse Blues Revival. Not to be confused with the Apocalypse Blues Review, featuring Rayford John. Same musicians, different singers, different style. Apocalypse Blues Revival is very trippy blues, psychedelic blues, if you know what I mean. If you catch my drift. No. But let me take his jacket off. My buddy Vince Dirt, Riverside, California, Santa Barbara, LA, gave me this jacket. white leather. I wore this jacket every night on the tour When Legends Rise, which was Godsmack's 6th record, I think. And for the first time in my life and career, I wore all white.
I remember that.
And I'd never worn white. And I always even said, you know, if you're going to wear a leather jacket, wear a black leather jacket, right? And that was old school. But I started wearing white on that tour because I got a chrome drum set, and the album cover was white. It had like a pier with a dude walking off into the clouds or whatever, so it was like white themed. And my friend Vince Dirt shows up and gifts me that white leather jacket. And I wore that every night during the first song. So it's probably got a little funk to it. But it's stylish. So, talking ABR, on the 18th of this month, July, in the year 2026, Shane Hall's coming. He's the singer of the Apocalypse Blues Revival, as well as Benny Goodman, the keyboardist, is coming. He's also a co-producer and engineer. He's rad. Tony, Brian, and I have already done our parts. We got the foundation laid. So that's really all my brain thinks about now. It's the completion of this record, this part of my life. These babies being born. But I'm going to play you some Apocalypse Blues Revival at some point in this episode, because we do have a record out there that you could check out. I will say, as we all say in bands, that the new stuff is better. But I am proud of the Apocalypse Blues Revival record that we put out there. And for the confusion of the Apocalypse Blues Review with Rayford John on vocals, we also have new material recorded, but are in the process of changing the name to avoid the confusion between the ABR, Apocalypse Blues Review, Apocalypse Blues Revival. I know it's deep. A lot of confusion probably. But we'll clear that up by the name change. Blue Cross features Rayford John Sorbonne, the man, the myth, those that saw us around the Cape 6 years before we ever changed our name. We were Blue Cross, and we played 50 shows across Florida over a 6-year period before we even got a record deal. That record's coming. So anyone that has been following me and following along, I've put the word out to the man that I wanted to manage me, who's not typically a manager, but has managed over the years, but is a really great rock and roll lawyer, and very well respected, very smart, and the main thing, trusted. I trust this dude. So I reached out to him because I'm looking for management. I do have other folks that I know and trust that I'm going to reach out to next, but I've been given a grace period to this particular gentleman. And by the end of this week, I'll know yay or nay. Either way, it's cool, by the way. As they say, I'm a complex individual with many, many bands. of which I will play for you over this this 2 hours that I'm going to be with you. Let's say make more noise, right? We'll look at some music news, all right? I always find that fun. I usually just pull up the blabbermouth. What do we got? Craig, show me some stuff.
Oh, I got some people.
I'm trying to keep what I want to do, since I don't have a monitor that shows me. I could. I even hooked this up, but the problem is I found when I try to look at YouTube while I'm streaming, the lag is so bad that, well, let me look on here. Bear with me. Not no rush. That's the mantra, people. Don't rush shit. You don't need to rush through your life. Okay. Well, it would help maybe. You know, it's live. That's the thing about this show. But I could have probably done this before I came on, right? It's punk rock. See, that's how we do it in punk rock. Anyway, luckily, I'm going to try and hook it up. It's just, I see the comments 5 minutes after they happen, and it gets kind of irritating too, seeing myself as I'm trying to talk. Yeah. So, today I have my buddy Craig here. There's a reason for that. I'll get back to on my train track of thoughts. But I'm going to say hi to the neurotic guitarist, Benny Goodman. That's my boy. I can't wait to see on the 19th of this month. It's just around the corner.
It's next week.
Who knows what will go on? You just don't know when me and Benny get together. You don't. We might be up all night, is all I'm saying. And then you throw Shane Hall in the picture. Angels sing. Know this. Brenda. J8R9H. What's that
That's
mean?
her handle. Brenda. That's her name
That's
on
her.
YouTube.
Oh. So Brenda put some letters and numbers after her name. Hi, Brenda. Thanks for tuning in. That's rad. We got 2330. Looks like Maggie. The O has a cross through it, so maybe you're from Finland. Or one of those sweetest countries, Maggie. Got Gauze. Gauze. But it says drummer, so thanks for checking in. I'm going to be playing some drums. By the way, I've got the 8 streamer now going with direct Ethernet cable. It's still not the greatest from the sky to here. Like, that, it just doesn't make this all of a sudden I've got perfect internet. But what I do have is the ability now to situate the cameras where I can stream multi-camera with these Tong VOs. These aren't like these op spots. We're having trouble trying to get a multi-camera happening. It's doable. We found out it's through the OBS bot app and putting the output and input to be able to input 2 cameras into the one stream. And that's why I was getting it on the preview on my phone, but I wasn't getting it out to y'all on a stream with multicam. So I don't care. One camera is fine. I'm not trying to do any flips. I want to do something crazy. I'll fucking put it in director's mode here and tap this shit twice. And now look. What? He didn't just fucking stand up and have a fucking robot follow him, did he? He actually did that, didn't he?
Turn the mic up
Dropped
a bit.
his drumstick. Look, here it comes all late, coming around. The kid will do a stick flip. Y'all notice that I never twirl sticks live. I never did that.
I've
I'll
never
throw
seen it.
sticks but I won't twirl them live. But I do know how to twirl them. But Tommy Lee and everybody was all with their, sticks twirling. So I tried not to twirl my sticks. It's just something I didn't do. Isn't that weird? Because people know I like to show off. I'm a showman on the drums. It's a feel thing, but never was a stick twirler. Just a little drum aside there. But I could take this shit off. Watch this. Now I'm in control. I'll fucking go in. So check it out. I'm going to show you this. Drum Art makes these heads for me. Jim Feck, the dude. He's so rad. So I'm going to show you this. So that beautiful logo there, drawn by Paul Lorenko, my buddy in Boston. Hell of a drummer, hell of a dude. And that there is also the name of my YouTube channel. And on that channel, look at that extreme close-up. See, I can do that shit. On that channel, hold on, I'm going to come out now. On that channel there, Inside Skinny Productions YouTube, and you have to put my name too, which is Shannon Larkin, 'S, that's my name. Shannon Larkin's Inside Skinny YouTube Productions YouTube, right? And then, once you get onto that, you'll see a button that says Enter Channel. It's because you can go onto my YouTube channel and it has like videos and Hey Man, Ugly Kid Joe, all kind of Godsmack shit. But if you click on Enter Channel, then that's where it goes deeper into my channel and shows like a bio and I guess, but what it has is a link. And that link says Right Rock Sportswear. Then it says /Inside Skinny. And all you got to do though is click on that link and it takes you right over to Right Rock Sportswear. But not only to Right Rock Sportswear, it takes you to the section of Right Rock Sportswear where my store is. And at that store, 5 songs for $6, you can purchase Spirit Wheel, which is my band that I've been kicking, and put out 5-song EP entitled Spirit Wheel. It's self-titled. And it's trippy, psychedelic rock. And I've been told it has elements of Floyd and Zappa and metal, I guess, in there somewhere. Lots of violins and mind-melting moog. People in America call it a moog. I called it a moog forever. It's an instrument that's like a piano, but it was one of the very first synthesizers. And if I could tell you parts, well, I'm going to turn my mic up a tad. Maybe that's a little better. I don't want it screeching. I'll go one more dot. I've turned it up too loud to start screeching. But anyway, the Spirit Wheel at Right Rock is really hard to, I guess, categorize it into one genre. So, because of the Zappa people saying to me, it's kind of like Zappa. And me being a huge fan of Zappa, firstly, and then secondly being the guy that wrote the songs in Spirit Wheel, I do not see the Zappa reference. However, in trying to internalized that. I can only think of as a compliment. If someone says your songs are kind of like Zappa, well, to me, that's a compliment to me. Right? Even if I can't grasp how in any way it sounds like Zappa. So, with a lot of contemplation about that, I came to the realization that perhaps it's the strangeness overall of perhaps the arrangements and the keys that I choose to shift to, mixing majors and minors, etc. In a attempt, however vainglorious, of trying to be original sounding. But what I don't get about the Zappa thing is I've also tried to make it not disjointed so much so that it doesn't have like hooks that can stick in one's ear holes like worms. And that's what songs have always been to me, about hooks. That's why certain records that, say, my friends really, really, really loved, that I never went too deep into, and to the point, you know how it is when you know every song, you know what the next song is going to be. When song 3 is ending, you know what song 4 starts. And if there isn't a hook, even in just one song, that gets me to wanting to hear that song over and over, hence I start listening to the whole record. And so, point is, very hook-laden. I try to make hooks when I do write music. And not that Zappa had no hooks, but his hooks were very disjointed. So, I don't get the reference, but I still say if you like Zappa, you'll probably like Spirit Will. But if you like Pink Floyd or David Bowie, you'll like Spirit Will, I believe. If you like classic rock, you'll like Spirit Will. And it's 5 songs for $6. So go and take a ride. You can't get it on iTunes. You can't get it on Google Music. You can't get it on Amazon Music. You can't get it on iTunes, Apple Music. Why? Well, because I didn't want to put it on there yet. Maybe someday. But I'd like to make some kind of thing that the only thing that's important is the music. And so, not the label or the radio, and not social media even. And I've not promoted it in any way except for this little show that I do with my few friends that come and watch, just to hear me talk about music. And so, again, the question, well, why is this guy? Who is this guy? Why does he have a show? 40 years, okay, he's been in the business 40 years. This business. Well, that leads to thousands of shows and tours through multiple generations of bands. So that leads to stories. So at this show, I do a story section, storytelling section kind of, and I will reach over to these. I'll show you. There we go. Hold on. There we go. We come over here. And on this amp here, I have just a small sample.
Just a few.
Of some of the past tour passes that I've collected over the last, I don't know how many years, folks. But each one of these is a story. And so, when it's story time, which I like to do at the end of this, and I'll think of some funny stories. I gotta tell y'all, I went up north. I'm down in Southwest Florida, by the way, Southwest, but I went up north and I played with a band I played for called the Bees. And that stars Brad Divins and Bob Paré, Brian Forsyth, Brian Forsyth kicks, and I play drums. And so we went up north. I went up north, did that show, ended up hanging out with my bestie Yit, my best buddy, and then I saw another best buddy, Stallone, Mike Stallone, who worked for Amen, but started in Wrathchild. Known him since I was 18, 19, 20, I can't remember exactly when, 17, maybe 16 by this point, I don't know. But lots of stories were told that I'd forgotten. Funny stories, crazy stories, the things that as my memory gets jarred. And those passes jar a lot of memory. So I'll be able to tell you all a bunch of funny stories, I'm sure. But first, I like to play some music. In fact, which last week, by the way, anybody who joined me, or I haven't deleted them, I should delete it, because I got screwed again on the show, right on the show live. And my phone dies because of a power issue where my phone was powering the microphone and the camera or whatever. And yeah, it totally literally shut me down to where I said shit. And so I basically took 5 minutes, charged my phone enough to be able to plug it in, and just streamed right to Facebook and just said, hey, I'm going to finish the show on Facebook this week because I screwed myself here. Me and Craig figured it out today. We got it all worked out.
Oh, yeah, we did.
So I'm going to play you a Spirit Wheel song. Hold on. You can follow me if you want. No, I don't have you on, do I? I don't know if it'll turn all the way around anyway, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this nifty camera thing I got on. And I made this design myself. It'll come on in a minute. You don't have to see it yet. You can look at my nose hairs. But I don't have any nose hairs anymore because when I light roaches, it burned my nose hairs off. Like I don't have to use a nose hair trimmer.
None.
I just smoke pot, you know. And I'm doing a little roach. Oh, looks good.
That does look good.
Looks good. Feels good. But
Couple shout outs before you start.
so yeah, I'm gonna show y'all a spirit wheel. So I haven't picked a song yet. That's how my show is. Like Craig's here, he's like, you gonna make some notes and get all your shit together, you know? I'm like, yeah, no, I kind of just wing it. And so far, so good as far as no dead space. And I don't ever really not have anything to say. You know why? Because the show's about music. Right? So, I don't know. If anybody who's ever met me in this whole big world, and anyone certainly who knows me, knows that if you want to talk about music, I'm never at a loss for words. Hence, Shannon Larkin's live SpiritStream, a music show, which someday is going to have drums. So, back on that real quick, I wanted to remind you before, I'm going to play Spirit Wheel. I'm going to play Spirit Wheel. That's going to happen. But first, I must say, before I do the drum show, which, again, I'm ready. I'm ready to get my key. I got the key. The key from my Black Magic Design ATEM ISO Mini Pro to Mr. YouTube or Mrs. YouTube. Sorry, I don't want to get the LG alphabet people mad at me. Mr. Mrs. YouTube, non-gender YouTube, binary YouTube is going to get my key. I'm going to send my non-binary key right over to YouTube. Right up their ass. No. I'll get banned now. No, I'm gonna give them my streaming key. It's called. And then they're gonna be like accepting me. It's like lubrication for YouTube. This key that they're gonna give me. I'm gonna lube them up. But before I do that, even when the cameras are ready and I'm ready to jump right in YouTube, I want to get my engineer down here, Zane Marshall, to where I can play along to the actual tracks. So it sounds really good when I'm playing with the music. Like right now, these cameras, Tongvio, well, yeah, they're really good cameras. They would sound good. I could sit here and just play a drum solo for y'all, but that's not, I'm not trying to, I'm not a solo artist. So my theory on the drums and showing what I do, and perhaps people can learn from it, from the years of experience of playing, is by breaking down all my previous work, which is songs. So I can go all the way back to Wrathchild, show you how I played this and that. And then all through the Ugly and Amen years, which I did other records, which I thought about that too. I need to play a Vanilla Ice song on here. For y'all that just don't know, he made this comeback record that was so damn heavy.
So good.
And he's still my boy. I need to give him some action and play some of that heavy shit. It's heavy.
Hard to swallow.
Like you, Vanilla Ice, Vanilla Ice, a rapper guy. Yeah, but he went through a phase of, I want to make the heaviest record ever, you know. I won't say it's the heaviest record ever, you know, but it's heavy. But Spirit Wheel is on the list. Now it's just, what's on? What do I play on? You know? I've played you Gabriel. I've given you Gabriel, by the way. So you could technically go on there and just buy 4 songs for $5.20 or whatever it is. I don't know. Just buy the EP, people. You know,
Link
it's
is
like
in the comments.
you know, if you were, it's part of the, you know, like Lemmy said, the chase is better than the catch. Except in this case, you know, so you got to work a little bit for it, but the catch will be better than the chase. It'll be worth it. We poured our hearts and souls into those 5 songs, and we got more, by the way, more. That's what I'm saying. I might just play you one that's not even on the 5 songs. This could be on the next record, because that's how I am. I don't really care so much about trying to sell this record. I want people to hear it, and I can't give it away, you know? Like, I really feel like, and I've been shot down by the industry. Nobody wants to have 5 songs for $6. No label wants to sign me and say, yeah, we'll put it out, 5 songs for $6. They don't like that shit. They want a full record. They're all very, very open about it. And I got rock star friends like Kevin Martin of Candlebox I saw on the news just the other week saying, yeah, we're thinking about doing 3 songs. Why make a whole record in today's world of ADD when people, you know, don't seem to want to take that journey? You know, like it, just like the Spirit Wheel. That's why I purposely didn't put it on that shit. Because I feel like, you know, give you a little purpose instead of just going, do, I got it, you know, for free. You're still paying Spotify the $12 a month or whatever. It's not free. But the bands don't see but 0.00006% of that or something when you stream it like that. Just saying. Like, you know, why do we sell music? Why not just give it away then? Rich rock star queer. And so, but the truth is, because we have to fucking do it. We have to sell it. You know, we're not like, you know, set for life or something. And the truth is, you get paid for what you work for. And like I said, we'll pour our hearts and souls into this shit. It's not all, you know, the 80s anymore. You know, hookers and blow and such. It's not that anymore. So we got to sell it. So 5 songs for $6 is cheap, people. You go and get a cup of coffee at Starbucks for fucking $7, $8. It's more than an EP.
The link is in the comments.
Labels laugh at me. What we got?
I put the label at the comments. The
Hey,
link is there for
look
them
at this.
to
I got
download.
more comments. More comments. Then I'm going to play a Spirit Wheel song, and then I'm going to do a special thing with my friend Craig. Anthony Schiassi at Schiassi511. That's my friend Anthony. Ant. What's up, brother? I'm glad you're watching. I hope you're good up there. What, Jersey still? Jersey. Woo!
Kiss her where it smells.
I love the people in New Jersey, but man, I've always just had bad luck in New Jersey. I don't know why. I don't know why. I used to call it the armpit of the U.S., but I don't want to make anybody mad. I didn't mean that. I had like my leather jacket stolen there, one of my tapes. I always get shit ripped off in Jersey, so it started to stink a little for me. But I know that I have friends there, and Anthony's one of them. What do we got? Gene Sings, 1. What's up, Gene? Or is it Jeanne? Jeanne? Jeannie, Jeannie. Jean, Jeannie. Jean, Jeannie. Sherry from Rogers, Arkansas. Arkansas. I like Arkansas. I got a good friend in Little Rock, Arkansas. I had some good shows in Little Rock, Arkansas. We used to love Little Rock, Arkansas. Godsmack. I'm sure they still do. By the way, this record's out. It's Godsmack Live, our second live record. So it's more like a greatest hits record, but it's live. And so, incidentally, it was the final show that Tony Rumbola, the Butterfly, and myself, the Kid, a.k.a. the Apocalypse. He calls himself the Kid, by the way, sometimes, if I'm feeling froggy. Because I'm a leaper. I'm a leaper. Anyway, New Godsmack, those guys finally took a break. They finally took a break. Now they're like me, somewhere, chilling on their couches, going, okay. But unlike me, they're about to get on into a car, onto a jet airplane, fly thousands of miles across an ocean, and do a tour in Europe. And I think September, maybe?
Yep.
It's coming up. And then back to the States for more extensive touring, in which I'm going to go see them. I can't wait. And Shane, who's not only the singer for Spirit Wheel and the Apocalypse Blues Revival, but he's also been my drum tech for 30 plus years. Can you believe that? This dude, one of my greatest singers, but bestest friends ever. And he was my drum tech for over 30 years, all through Candlebox. Amen. Godsmack. Yeah, Shane, who's coming here on the 19th. But I had a reason for bringing that up. But anyway, I do know that I'd like to play y'all something different. Not the song by Godsmack, but something different from the Spirit Will record. However, I think I'm going to have to just go with, I might have to go with song 4 which is my friend Scotty. By the way, my friend Scotty Walton. Not John Boy. Scotty Boy. So he sends me these sticks. So I'm going to move these close so you can see them. So you can see there that they read Malibu. And my friend Craig saw them and said, well, wow, it looks like the ProMark logo. Like they ripped off the ProMark logo kind of, but it's called Malibu. But that signature right there, and it says, yes, Lord. That's Anderson Park. Anderson Park. The AP there. And then it says, yes, Lord. And so my friend Scott sends me these as a gift, knowing that Anderson Park. I hope it's Park. I hope it's not Pack. Park, Pack. Two-pack. Anderson Pack. Anderson Park. I choose to say Park. Anderson Park. Anyway, probably in my top 3 favorite drummers walking alive on this planet today. The funky skills. We'll have to have a funk minute too today. So I'm rambling a lot of words. I'm going to get to some music. I definitely, the spirit wheel, man. I'm telling you. I want to find a different, deeper song. So I might just have to go to my Dropbox. Let's see if we can do that. Try and find some deep stuff on Dropbox. How about that? You know, my files, I'll make lots of music here. Some of it's mixed, some of it's not. But shit, man, I might even play y'all. I got some Blue Cross that an engineer just sent me a mix of. Let's do that. Let's see if I can't pull up my email. This will be something. I'll pull up my email and then play you a brand new mix, and we'll listen to it together and say, well, are the drums loud enough? Oh, man. It's going to make me go through a bunch of shit. Y'all won't even believe what my mail is. I use AOL Mail. And everybody's always like, AOL, really? I'm like, yeah. I guess it's an old school thing. But I don't think it's going to let me do it, y'all. It's all right. That's all right. Then I would just play. I was going to play another animal, but yeah. It's so crazy. I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna quit. I can't quit yet. iCloud Drive. No. On my iPad. No. Dropbox. Oh, here we go. Here we go, y'all. I should be able to really find some stuff in this deep, deep folder world. But maybe not. All right, well, all I got looks like Spirit Wheel 3, which is Gabriel, and you already know that one. So I will bust out just a little taste, some Another Animal, and when I say a taste. Yo. I get in trouble for that one. Get in trouble for that one, man.
That was worth it.
Woo. I'm telling you, I can't wait. Can't wait. Can't wait till y'all get that one. But, all right, so I'm going to now, at this point, I'll make the change. So, got a new record came out today from my buddy Craig's band. It came out on Iona Records. And his band's name is Gaston. And Gaston was together back in the 80s and actually opened shows for my old band Wrathchild before we were Wrathchild America. So this was 80, what, 6, 7? 85, 6. So as happens, each guy in Gaston, let's talk about the name. So, GA
it's the first two letters of the guitar player's last name, Rob Galpin.
So, the singer's name's Rob Galpin, and GA from the word Gaston, which is Gastem, Galpin, his first two letters. ST, my buddy Craig's last name's Steekel, ST, GAST, and then EM, Mark.
Was for Mark Eamon, who sadly passed away in October of 2023.
And then there was a member that passed away. So, but I thought it was a cool name. Because at first, like, what's a Gaston? They gassed him? You know? I'm not even going to make a World War II joke. That's lame. But that's, I'm burnt. I don't know. He gassed him. But anyway, they have a new record after all these years. And so what happened was they were one of those bands that didn't get the record deal, had the following and all, didn't get the record deal at the time. So they said, we'll put it out ourselves, as bands did that gave a fuck about music back then. And instead of just, okay, and breaking up, they went ahead and put it out themselves. So all the years later, a couple CDs, right? 2 CDs?
Yep.
2 CDs. They self-released, had their career in the 80s. And then, when it ends in the band world like that, life goes on. You either go to other bands or you go and get married and enter the real world of management and of resorts or whatever you do in life, As you know, less than 1% of bands get a record deal. Think of that. That's a real statistic. Less than 1% of bands even get a record deal. Think of that. The stats go on and on with the less than 1% club. Less than 1% of bands get a gold record. Less than 1% of bands have over a 2-year career. less than 1% of bands that do get signed have more than one record come out. So there's all these stats over the years. But so Gaston had that two record career, self-released, and then what? 30 years later?
34 years later.
Over 30 years later, they all still were bros. All had, like Mark Schenker, the bass player, went on to play for the band Kix on their, comeback. And so, each dude went on with their life. And then, you know how it is in the universe. As the spirit wheel spins, spun by the hand of God, powered by the sun. And somehow these cats got back together and said, you know what? Let's make a song. Song turned into more songs, made a record, got a record deal. That's pretty amazing, right? These guys are my age, which is to say, we're not young bucks anymore. You understand me? So, you know what it's about? It's about love of music. So, it came out today, people. So, you can go to Gaston.
Yep, and Eonian Records. You can go anywhere online. It's everywhere.
Anywhere online, yeah. It's on all the public outlets. Sure, it's on your Amazon. It's on your iTunes. On your Spotify. And check these dudes out,
CDs.
man. In my opinion, better than back in the day. But the thing is, too, about the back in the day thing, and enter Eonian, is the things become like, when bands like that have a very small following, it gets to be cultish, kind of, over the years and years. And all of a sudden now people, oh, remember that band? Oh, I got their CD. So it becomes worth something, It becomes a piece of nostalgia that you live in your life, right? Doesn't matter if it sold fucking 10 million copies or 10 copies. Then it becomes something special. And so all these years later, for this band to get back together, it's something special. And it's better than it was even back in the day, as they're all more mature and better at their instruments, and the songwriting is better to me.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you know what I mean? I want you to I'm going to check. Let me see. Can I play him a song?
Yep.
I'm going to play you a bit of a song.
Push the Limit.
This was called Push the Limit. I think it's the lead track, right?
It is.
Lead off track. And this is just on the phone, by the way. The production's really good. I played it on my stereo. It sounds killer. But we'll play this on a phone. But this streaming mic seems to do pretty damn good. So.
You made a pretty long trip.
Yeah. There you go, y'all. Rob shredding it there, right?
Dylan.
Nice drum work there, buddy.
Thanks, my friend. Learned it all from you. Still
tell you,
rip
man.
you off.
How cool is that? It's like, it's just something special, man. You know, it's music for music's sake, and like for the love of music, and it's pure. So go and buy it. Gassed them. What's the record called?
Hard to stop.
What?
Hard to stop.
Hard to stop. Hard to stop. It's hard to stop, man. All right. Let's check out. Now that we're on new music, let's see if anything's come out. New music. We'll go to Blabbermouth, where I look at new music news. Try and keep on, keep my finger on the vein of modern music and what's going on in this lovely business that I've been strangled by, a part of for 40 years. Oh no. Billboard. He looks good. The headline though is, I need to use a wheelchair. That sucks. I'm not laughing at that. It's just, I can't even believe I'm not in retirement or ill or giving up. So he's not in retirement. He just needs a wheelchair. He can still walk, quote, but I can't walk very far without needing to rest, meaning I need to sit down. He started using the wheelchair about 18 months ago. You know, ain't no shame in your game. Dude's 78. Imagine being 78. That dude is a true rock star. You know? But the great Bill Ward, there he is. Let's see what else we got here. Lou Graham talks retirement. That's another one. That dude must be, I don't know, Lou Graham. That dude talk about retirement.
Oh, wow. He's in his 70s.
He's got to be late 70s. So, you know. Rudy Sarzo defends use of AI for solo music. And he's an old cat too. So he's like embracing the new thing, the new style. Let robots do it for you. That's the new style. Yeah. I'm not really so into that myself. However, I guess depends on what you're using the AI for. But the only things I can think of why you would need to use AI would be either help in the arrangement or to help think of a melody, lyrics, chord structures. But see, all that's cheating then, isn't it? If you're using the robots for that. So what else could it be that you would use AI for that wouldn't be cheating? Artwork for your record. Now that, right?
That's
like say you had this killer idea for your record that's in your brain, but you're not a physical drawer artist, but you have the idea, and then you can just go to AI and say, hey, make me a picture of the world with the Godsmack sun on it and lights. And then bang, they show you what your idea looks like. And videos, if you're using AI in a video, that's cool. If you're Blue Oyster Cult and your song's Godzilla, you can have little Buck Dharma, stands about 5'3". I'll tell you what, I'll tell you a story. But anyway, you could have him in your AI video and he could be as tall as me. But one time, the Apocalypse Blues Revival, who I'm going to play you a song off our record. That's what I'm going to do. But the Apocalypse Blues Revival was opening in a sold-out theater in Connecticut. And it was the original Blue Oyster Cult. And they even had gotten the original band, except for the drummer who had died. But all the living members. And they only played, this was an event. The original guy, because the singer had retired, who was older. The second singer, not Buck Dharma, but the guy, like when it goes, Romeo and Juliet, the second Romeo and Juliet guy, they had like a second singer guy, like Steve Miller Band had or whatever. And that dude had retired a long time ago. Well, he comes out of retirement, so the original singers and the band's back together. And they booked like, I don't know, 10 shows or something on the East Coast in theaters. And somehow, Apocalypse Blues Revival got the opening gig at this sold-out theater in Connecticut. So, at the time, we had come out with, it was the review, the Apocalypse Blues Review with Rafer singing. And we had just come out with our second record called The Shape of Blues to Come. And that record was a heavy record. Like for blues, it was heavy blues. Like on the verge of Sabbath heavy, some of the songs, you know. But as Black Sabbath famously called themselves heavy blues in the beginning, because they didn't know what else to call it. The term heavy metal wasn't dreamt up by whatever genius thought of that. And so we played with Blue Oyster Cult. Didn't see the band before the show. We got there, did a sound check. We got a sound check. They had already done their sound check before we showed up. So we set up our gear in front of their gear. We came on to this sold-out theater, probably just under 2,000 people. And, wow, first off, I made a Albert Beecher. All right, I'll get back to that. Because I'm telling stories. So I had made this, what I called evil intro. And you know, the blues was born at the crossroads. We all know where blues came from, right? And so in the Blue Cross Apocalypse Blues Review, one of our things was, let's keep it evil. Let's keep this music evil, you know? And so we were doing probably, I don't know, 20 shows a year or something. And so I got on at the time, I had an 8-track recorder, and I made this intro in which I used Diamanda Gallas singing the Satanic Verses, operatic style, a cappella. And so I took this really scary sounding artist's voice of these satanic passages, and I got my Moog, it's pronounced Moog, got my Moog and made, you know, black abysmal chaos underneath this woman singing. And then I used harpsichords and created like rhythmic pattern with key change, and made this really, really scary, evil sound like a horror movie soundtrack, perhaps by, one of the early Italian greats like Dario. But so we came on, and Blue Oyster Cult, this was 14 or 15 years ago, but they were still very old and much older than us, as well as their audience from, their first hits were in the 60s. And so this is an older crowd, is what I'm trying to say here. So we came on the stage to this really evil, dark sounding intro tape. And so everybody was just kind of like looking at us, and we proceeded to open up with this song. It's the first song on the first album from the Apocalypse Blues Review, called Evil Is As Evil Does. And it's blues. I'll play that one for y'all. And by George, everyone in that crowd, by the halfway through the first verse, were on their feet with us. And and it turned out, and we had like a 40-minute set, which is like, 8 songs or 7 songs, something like that. And we had this crowd on their feet cheering to us. No one knew who we were, So we were like, wow, what a show. After the show, we're like, wow, high five. Oh, and during the show, we look over, and there was Buck Dharma, and we saw the band, all come out to peek, and they saw the crowd, and it was just so fantastic. It's the word. And I had upside down crosses painted on my face, and had a big blues hat, and I had plaid jacket on, and I was wearing creepers that made me about 6'3". So we get off the stage, and to exit, we had no dressing room. It was a single dressing room. So we did our dressing in the van, put our makeup on in the van. And so, but at the end of the night, to leave to get back to our van, we had to walk through the dressing room where Blue Oyster Cult was dressed for this day, ready. We're like, we got to get out. And the guys, well, we hold on. We got to walk you. To get out the back, you have to walk through the dressing room. And so, and like I said, we didn't get to meet them before the show. So they went back and said, hey, we got to bring the opening band through. And the guys were, oh, So we walk in, and the first dude was Buck Dharma, who's a legend, the singer. And, turns out he's all of 5'3". Nothing against that, But it was just the look of fear on these dudes' faces when we walked into their dressing room. And they didn't stand up. They were all sitting, and it was one of those theater dressing rooms that had a real long mirror on the wall with white lights, how they have white lights framing the mirrors. And so, like, it looks like a shelf, a desk almost, but long for the whole room. And all the 6 members of the band were all sitting down. And we walked in, we were like, oh my gosh, nice to meet you guys, legends and all this, whatever, like complimenting them. And when I reached down to shake little Buck Dharma's hand, and I swear he gave me the wettest, coldest dead fish shake I'd ever gotten, and looked like I just maybe, in the back of his mind, he thought I might just suck his eyeballs out. Maybe. He wasn't sure, and he just witnessed us play our evil set of evil blues and totally win the crowd like you wouldn't believe. So anyway, long story short, we go out, we put all our shit in the van. We're loading our own gear out, We have one road crew guy, DJ, helping us. It might have been Brandon. We've only had two. But anyway, we're the band. We do our stuff. Tony Rumbola loading his amps out. Brian Carpenter. Ray's helping with drums. You know, we get out there. So we can't get back in the back way. So we had passes. We go around, walked around the theater, go in to watch a little bit of the Blue Oyster Cult. Get some drinks. We were drinking still. And this about 14, 15 years ago. So we go back in, and the Blue Oyster Cult, the cult, they come on the stage, man. And first off, when we came in the front, we had our passes. We walked up to the side of the stage. We figured we'll watch from the side of the stage. And when they came on, they had what's called a clean deck. And a clean deck means there's no monitors at all, because all the dudes are running in-ear monitors, which means, you know, they have earplugs in that they're hearing all the music on. And so what that does for the side stage viewer, it takes away all the vocals, so you hear no vocals. Then to top that off, their amps, and Tony Rumbola as my witness, their amps must have been on 3, maybe 2. We were having a conversation like, wow, what song is this? That was basically the conversation. Because so, no vocals, guitar amps on 2, a plastic cage around the whole drum kit, how they put so that it stops the sound from projecting. So basically, like I said, we're standing there maybe about, let's go out front, you know, and see how it really sounds. So we walk down the side, off the stage, on the side of the stage, walk around the theater, up back, you know, it starts to have all the vocals. Now it's loud. It's a real PA. They Blue Oyster Cult had a real sound man. It sounded really good. But the song that they opened with was not like a known song at all. And so the crowd sat. And when they stopped the song, and it was like this rock and roll song, might have been one of their old songs, you know, I'm sure. Now you got to remember, it's the original band getting back together for the first time in however many years, decades, with the original singers and everything. So then the second song, and people clapped. It was a prompt clap response after the first song ended, and then went quiet, and they counted into the next song that wasn't a hit, that no one knew. And it was like 50s rock almost, dun, 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 you know. And so we went to the bar and started banging shots. And so about, I don't know, 5 songs in, now you could feel tension starting in the air of this theater. You could feel it. And then there you heard the first one, Godzilla. And I said, oh shit, somebody did it. And somebody, wasn't us. We were back at the soundboard with their sound man and stuff. Somebody yelled Godzilla. And by God, they forged ahead with their obscure songs that no one knows that sound kind of like bad Richie Havens maybe. And so after that song was over, same guy, you know, Godzilla! And then you hear, don't fear the Reaper, Reaper. And then now that started a little chain reaction of Reaper, Reaper. You hear women now. Next thing you know, they didn't. They held their ground. And they launched into another, now we're talking 6, 7 songs in. They launched into another unknown song that no one knew. And Burning for You started coming. Burning for You! Now you got a chorus of Burning for You, Reaper, and Godzilla. Starting to become like almost its own song. And we joined in. I said, Godzilla! Sound man looked at me like, dude, I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm part of the mob now. I'm just joining in now. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Burn for you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's my Blue Oyster Cult story. That time that we Blue Oyster Cult off the stage, it was uncanny. Now let me finish though on a positive note. And these are old cats. This 15 years ago they were 75. Old guys, right? That had already been done more before I was born, probably, than I've done, right? So this is not a diss. But what they did was then, after playing 9 songs, to where tension was thick, you could cut it in the room, and people, their fans, old folks, a 70-year-old woman yelling, "Burn it for you!" They were ready. And so after 9 songs of this unknown rubbish, 3 bar chord songs too. I'm talking, these guys, you listen to Burn It For You, listen to Reaper. These are interesting songs, right? That go places. These songs go places. But these old veterans chose to wait till songs 10, 11, and 12. And by God, they played Godzilla, Don't Fear the Reaper, and then Burning For You, and then walked off that stage. And finally, all the tension went out of the room. As soon as they started, or whatever, no, it was Godzilla they played first. As soon as they broke it down, everybody said, "Yeah!" And it was as if all that sitting around and all that tension. So my thinking on it, as a pretty veteran musician by that point myself, even 10, 15 years ago, I'd already put in 30 years. One of the arts of playing a live show, it's just like a record. It's valleys and peaks. So, you want to pick the song in the beginning that's going to grab them. You want to grab them right away, right by the stones, the plums. You want to grab them right away. And so my suggestion to the great Blue Oyster Cult would have been, come out with some Burning For You, right? Give them that one. Give them that. And then play 4 or 5 songs that they don't really know. But the tension doesn't build till after 3 or 4. Now they're starting to think, where's Reaper? Where is Reaper, right? So you don't fuck around. You give them Godzilla halfway through the set. Now you got them, they're teased now, And then you can slam 3 or 4 more of your duds from 1974 or whatever. And you throw in fucking Don't Fear the Reaper at the end. And then perhaps give them a cover song or something, just to add a little bit of, play an Elvis song or something, or But, it's funny because Blue Oyster Cult, back in the day, there's the famous Black and Blue tour. I'm sure anyone my age remembers that. Heaven and Hell tour, where Black Sabbath goes out on tour. Blue Oyster Cult, Black and Blue. The Black and Blue review, that shit was dope. So anyway, I wanted to tell you all that little story. Apocalypse Blues review story. So in the meantime now, we're going to go back. I'm going to try and see some more in the music news. Or should I funk first? I made it. All right, well, let me show you that. Because I'm going to give this away, by the way. Craig's going to help me. I'm going to give this record away. I keep saying I'm going to do it. But I need to set up an email specifically for it. Because I also have this I'm going to give away. And last time, one of my live shows is live, people. Like, this is not edited. So when shit happens, shit happens. But this is my laundry bag on my final tour. And don't worry, I washed it. I had it washed. But it says Best of Times 2024. Empire Touring walkie-talkies rental. This is like the company that actually made these bags for us. But they also, you know, when you see those roadies running around with all that shit all over them, you know, making sure we don't get our hair ripped out by, you know, unruly fans. You know. Anyway, I'm going to give this away. I might as well show you the other thing too while I'm at it. Just because it's so cool. And I'm going to have one. I'm getting a bathroom made right now in my new garage. It's going to be this officially the studio bathroom. This studio, that's one thing I didn't put in it, was a bathroom. So, but this picture is perfect for a bathroom. And October 1st, Little Rock, Arkansas. So the story behind these posters, we have a VIP. We had, I'm sure they still do. I'm not in the band anymore. Godsmack, I'll say that. Godsmack had a VIP company. So on this 17-show tour, which ended up being Tony Rombola and my final tour with the band, it was in America. And so 17 posters were made. The posters all had the same picture, but featured the date and arena of the actual show, so that the VIP person comes to, say, Little Rock, Arkansas, to the Simmons Bank Arena on October 1, and they paid extra money to have better parking, better seats, maybe a couple free beers, I don't know, picture with the band. But you don't get the band's autograph, because what you do get is a bag, and it had a saucy logo on it, the G, so they give you like a bag. And then in that bag, you get a special pass, gets you to your special seats, your special beer. But in that bag is this poster signed by us. And so like before the show, usually after catering, we'd all go in to the dressing room after we ate and sit there and sign however many posters. So like say Little Rock, Arkansas, maybe that was 50, 60, 70 people. And if we're in Boston, we're signing 300 posters that day, you know, that kind of thing. So I liked it. It's a bathroom poster for sure that you can hang in your bathroom. Yep, it's us. It's us pissing.
The Pissin' Brothers.
So imagine that hanging over your toilet. Let me try and get the glare off it. There it is. And it's signed. You can't see until you get the poster. Robbie's signature. You can kind of see mine, but we were wearing black pants. We should have had silver markers, maybe silver Sharpies. That's how they say Boston Sharpie. So, all right. Let's see here. I got another note. Says, Albert Bouchard uses AI. This is Mercurochrome Blues, at Mercurochrome Blues. I like that, Mercurochrome Blues. That sounds cool. Albert Bouchard uses AI.
I figured you'd know who it
I
was.
feel like Albert Bouchard's probably a name I should know.
That's what I thought. That's why I wrote it. I don't know it.
I should probably know who Albert Bouchard is, maybe.
Someone tell us in the comments.
But I don't know who Albert Bouchard is. So I don't care if Albert Bouchard uses AI. In fact, I'll say this on the record. I don't care if anyone uses AI. I don't want to use it. I'm perhaps of the old school. I will embrace it artistically. Video, album covers, manipulation of photos, you know, give me a third eye or whatever. That's what I would use AI for. But I just feel like if you're using it to write lyrics or melodies or chord progressions or arrangements or in any way ripping off songs before you, which is what AI is doing. It's taking the greatest of all time and being able to write for you. And so, where's the art behind that? You know, so I don't know who Albert Bouchard is, but when you say he uses AI, I'm assuming it's a he, Albert, uses AI, well, you know, that's on him. So
he was from Blue
I'll say
Oyster
this.
Cult. He was
I'll
from
say-
Blue Oyster Cult, is why he commented.
Oh, Albert, was he the second singer maybe?
I don't know, but
Maybe he's the second singer. See, I didn't even know Albert Bouchard's name. So there it is. Oh, I'll say this. They weren't using AI the night I saw him. I don't know. But I will say that on this, to wrap this AI thing up that you got me on, Albert got me on. If you do use it to write your music or write your lyrics or anything, then you should have to state that on your record, on your work. If you made a painting using AI and you're trying to sell it as your painting, then you should just at least say, I used AI for this painting. And then if somebody wants to buy it, then that's on them. And they just like the way it looked. I don't care if the guy used AI or fucking IA. E-I-O. E-I-O. Right? Let's fucking listen to...
Oh, Albert Bouchard was a founding member, and he was the
What?
drummer.
Albert Bouchard was the drummer
Founding member and drummer.
from BOC.
That's what the comments are saying.
So Albert Bouchard, the great drummer, but I think he was the one that wasn't at the show. He had passed. So perhaps he does indeed use AI up in the universe wherever he went. But I want to play more music, and so I'm just trying to decide what to play. I think I'm going to go funk, and I'm going to make y'all once a week. I'm going to make you listen to Sly and the Family Stone. Just because I think that most of the people watching this show are probably rockers, and they probably, you know, weren't so into Sly and funk. But I got to get y'all ready for some funk, man. I'm telling you. So we're going to play. Wait, I'm in the shower. I'm like, what song am I going to play on my show? And it was a Sly. And it was going to be Everybody is a Star. That's the one I'm going to play. Yo. Coming down.
Everybody is a star. Through the rain and shakes the dust away. Everybody wants to shine. Who'll come out on a cloudy day? Till the sun that loves you brown. When the system tries to bring you down.
talking about, bruh. That's what I'm talking about. All right, hold on. My buddy Craig
Word.
just gave me his phone. And now I will look at some of y'all. And I can see what we got. Two favorite drummers. Cherry Bird. Hi, Cherry Bird. Bit low. Let me see here.
Those are old. Old.
Maggie. Bill Dunham. What's up, brother Bill? Haha. Good to see you on here. I can finally look on my brother Craig's phone here. Let me see. I love your show. Watch it Friday. Look forward to it. Justin Winstad. Thanks, dude. That's rad. Recognizing Wrathchild. Got some Wrathchild folks up on here. New song, James. Another animal. Hell yeah. I live close to your neck of the woods. Saw live a couple times singing a band just north of you. This is Jean Sings. Or Jean. Jean Sings. Heavy shit now, she says. All right. Brenda, in a moment, speaking from your heart. Great example. No script. Thank you. Thank you. I shall try to keep. I'm not a script guy. All right, Guaz. Me and Tommy Lee. Hey, man, put me in the same sentence as that guy. Thank you. I'm glad that was inspiring. This is really cool. Spirit Wheel, very creative work. Could write for Tim Burton. Yeah. I like that, Kimberly Belt. 8404. Very nice. Larkin, do your thing. Don't worry about the haters. I'm not worrying about the haters, y'all. Thank you, Nikki. You lost the damn press out of that shit. I wasn't even after that shit. Like the one thing, man, that I wasn't going for, he gave me a bunch of. And I was like, thank you, legend. Church drums, boy. Cherry Bird.
We were talking about the glass around the drums in Blue Oyster Cult, so she made the comment church drums.
Founding member was Albert Bouchard.
Right.
And drummer. So she was just cutting up, saying he used AI. He doesn't use AI. Oh, here's a question. Shannon, is there any Godsmack songs you really wanted to play live but couldn't make room for in the set list? Yes. Lots and lots of them over the years. And it's the dilemma of being in a band with a lot of radio hits. And then after your like fifth or sixth record, and say you get 3 on each record, now you're at 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, an hour and a half sets, about 15 to 17 songs. And so already now you're trying to just to play the people all the radio songs that they are most familiar with. And so, but you've just put out a new record and there's like 8 brand new songs that you'd love to play that aren't radio songs. So times that, times 6 records, 6 times 8. So there's usually 48 songs that I'd rather be playing than the songs that are on my set list. Even though I love those songs. And there's really nothing better than feeling that, looking out, seeing a crowd singing every word of your song and shit. That's rad. But there's also, you've played those songs many, many, many times, and now you have all these new babies that you love, and they're so fun to play. And they're new. But you can't play them. Think of the Stones. Think of a band like the Rolling Stones with 30 records out and 100 hits. And now that's why they still play 3 hours and can't even play half their hits. And then when you're talking not hits, all the other songs on all those records that they might love and want to play. So, but I say, you know, if you wanted examples, a song like War and Peace, off the Oracle record, I think. I always wanted to play that.
Oh yeah.
Keep that in the set. We did play it for a while. But yeah, I can name 50 songs. Monolith. Mark Monolith, thanks. Thanks for all you've done for rock drumming, Shannon. Thank you, Mark. I'm not done, my friend. Wait till you hear Another Animal. I'm saving back, by the way.
Don't do it.
You know, I can't, unfortunately, I can't play this shit for you yet. There's other dudes in the band. Yeah, it's my band. I put it together. I'm the pusher. They call me the pusher because I push music. And I'll take people and force them into my band by pushing them. It's true. A lot of people won't do it. You know, I need some time off. I'm like, time off? Writing and recording music is fun. It's not a job. So in my time off, what am I going to do? I'm going to play music, right, with friends. And we get baked. And we write songs and laugh. And then take a break and reminisce, eat some food, drink a soda. I drink water. And then get back in there and record more music, right? It's fun. We were talking about it, about Gaston, you know? And my method has been in the last year and a half since walking away from the Godsmack life, the big band life. My method has just been write, record. And so keep it going. If I want to just do 5-song EPs. I feel like with the ADD world we live in, with everything at our touch, that 5 songs is still enough to create valleys and peaks, make a mood, make a vibe, make a journey, make a trip. Join me, right? 5 songs. Ups, down, little positive, negative, sun, moon. You know, you don't have 10 songs. You can really get cinematic on a 10-song sequence, you know. But 5 songs can do it. 3, 4 even. It's not enough time. It's not enough time to bring you up, far enough to let you down easy into the soft pillows. Music. Well, let's listen to more. I will play. They would hate it. I should play Dead White. I got to tell you all about Dead White real quick. It's Dead White, Beadwyte. And it's these brothers. These rad brothers. And one's name is Trip and one's name is Greg. And one sang for Twisted Method and one played guitar for Mudvayne. And both of them are friends. And so ended up in my studio. It's a longer, more evolved story, but I've told that before. So I'll leave that at that. They ended up in my studio, and we ended up making this song that Greg wrote with his brother Trip, and Waylon
from...
And Waylon came, and Waylon was in Mushroom Head, one of the singers.
And he sings for A Killer's Confession.
And Dave Fortman came and recorded us. And Dave Fortman, if you don't know, is the guitar player in the band that I'm in called Ugly Kid Joe, who have our new record coming out this year. And not an Inside Skinny production. They've gone with a label, I believe, in Italy that's going to release it worldwide, though. And, of course, on all your public outlets. You can push the buttons and get it. So, be prepared for that one, Ugly Kid Joe. And it's a monster metal record, I'm telling you. Whitfield Crane oh my, I believe is the best rock singer walking the planet, and just continues to get better and better. And I can't say enough about Whit. And when you hear him sing in the new Ugly Kid Joe, you will understand what I mean when I say that I am blessed to have him singing for Another Animal. Because Ugly Kid Joe is his main band. He got KK Downing from Judas Priest on this record. Skindred dude. It's something else. But I'm gonna go back to the mail now. I keep forgetting that I do want to talk about modern music a little bit too, and everything I seem to be talking about is either my music, which I have to talk about, because I'm still making music. I'm not retired. How about that? I'm retired from touring hard. How about that? I'm retired from being a rock star and all the good and bad stuff that entails. You know, and if people say, like, again, I always reach out and, well, shout out to Noel Gallagher, because he made such a great point a long time ago about he hates fucking whiny, bitchy rock stars that complain all the time about how hard it is. It's not fucking hard, man. It's easy, isn't it? You know, and he's right. But after, 40 years of aspects of it, I'm not saying it was hard, but I didn't want to do it anymore. And touring was one of those aspects. But, I will tour again. It'll just this time be on my terms. And if I want to tour for 2 weeks, I'll tour for 2 weeks when everybody else in my bands want to go. You know what I mean? That's what I mean from Breaking Out of the Machine. I wish I could play that for you. Breaking Out of the Machine by Spirit Wheel. But for some reason, my Dropbox doesn't want to open. But there's Another Animal Masters. I see those in there.
I have that song.
I can't
if you
wait.
Want to play it.
You know what we have too? In Another Animal, Rombola and I, we got 5 more songs written on top of these already, and that I can't play you, of course, yet. But, I know what to do. Search. There's a search engine, and I'll go Spirit Wheel. No, that's not it. What do we call Masters? Because see, what happened was with the Spirit Wheel thing too, the actual idea and the ADD world and the whole concept of 5 songs being enough to make a good sequence that I could still create valleys and peaks and make a body of work, if you will, of music, that has a start and an ending, it climaxes. And the whole idea came after I'd already recorded 9 full songs for Spirit Wheel. And then Tony Rombola had said, well, the idea for the Another Animal came up, and I wanted to do a 5-song EP in a week with Whit, Brian Carpenter, Lee Richards, and Tony. And I knew we could do it. We did. And it was, I'm so proud of that. You will hear it. But Dead White, yeah, I can't. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you can't play it.
But you got me back around to that. See, I was off. I did. I fell off the tracks, and he reminded me. He wrote Dead White. So, yeah, I actually have that.
Okay.
And I these guys, I saw a picture of Trip and Greg, and it's out. They're like, here we are. dead white. So I don't want to sit here and play the song yet. They have the
Makes sense.
you know,
Right of first
they got the
refusal there.
reins. They got the reins on that. Now, when they do come out and play that song, I will play that on here for y'all for sure, because I do love the song. And those guys are fantastic players. So, Streaming Masters, I'm pretty sure this is it. All right. So, I'll play y'all a song from the Spirit Wheel that's not on the record that you can buy at Right Rock Sportswear on Shannon Larkin's Inside Skinny Productions YouTube. Right? I'm trying to remember to
In
say
the
that.
comments.
And you know, because you can go right from there, click on that link, and then go ahead. Spend $6. It's a hell of a deal for music. That said, I'm going to play other songs that aren't on the record. Because I want to, and I can. I want to play this crazy one. Let's see. It has to it'll take it a second to download from it. I went over to my Dropbox. That's where the Inside Skinny shit is, over there. It's that secret shit. I should have brought something to drink out here. I forgot. I usually got some kind of sparkling water, shit like that.
On
I
my
do.
way.
I have it on actually, I do have my friend here that actually can help me. So, this song, I might even show you the lyrics to this one. This is a cool song. So, hold on. Let me see if I can't walk over here. I'll walk over here. Grab this drink. Grab this art book, right? That camera. You got me now? You got me now? I guess it can only go so far, right? Can only go so far. The magic AI. So, this is one of my lyric books. Breaking Out. That's what I wanted to play, y'all. I was going to play you in here. But instead, I'll play Breaking Out of the Machine. I just got to remember which one it is. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that 3, 4, 5, yeah. There was a couple that got tossed off the record because they were more like Apocalypse Blues Revival than Spirit Wheel, which those two bands are mostly the same musicians and it's the same singer, but the difference is in ABR, the Revival, it's mostly Tony Rombola, thank you, Tony Rombola writing the lyrics, writing the music, and it is Shane Hall writing the lyrics, where in the Spirit Wheel I write the music and the lyrics. And I have help, but most of riffs and songs are written, I write them. But that's probably why they're so weird and uncommercial. But it's good music. But this song here is played. Terry Carter from Wrathchild America played the rhythms guitar, played all the guitars on this except the solos, and all the solos are played by Corey Pazza. And Corey Pazza is a Baltimore or a Boston guy, Baltimore guy.
He's gonna kill you.
It's in my blood, right?
Yep.
I can't help it. It just slips out of Baltimore. He's a Boston guy. Boston. He has a car in his garage. But this one's called Breaking Out of the Machine. If you listen to lyrics, they're very, it's metaphorical. It's not just about breaking out of the machine of the music business, or touring, but it also is about the machine of the heart that sometimes grinds you up. So, ain't good for nothing, ain't no good for a friend. Nothing to borrow, and you ain't got nothing to lend. You can switch allegiance at the drop of a dime. You always be cutting when you should be untying. Untying. I'd still be looking for some light in you. One small thing you could say or do, but you're good for nothing. You think you're something, but you're part of the machine. You're breaking my scene, so I'm breaking out. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. There's a good second verse too. But anyway, it's a heavy blues song, and the guitar works great, and there's a really cool shift of time. And I'll show you. I'll snap along to it. I'll leave the camera on me on this one, so I can show you how this shift of time happened in the writing of this song. It was a complete mistake, or it just happened. Shit. Hold on. I must have taken him in. You got a fucking thing. Can I get a thing from you? One of your little threes.
Here you go,
I'm gonna get a little three. Get a little three.
The pussy
And
ones. Craig's got the pussy ones.
yo. And look. So this shit here, I haven't smoked in, it's been over a month. And so I finally found something that works, even though I'm simply addicted to it, too, right? But it's these little pouch things. And the cool part is, no one has to know. It's not like the gum where you're all, and I'd see myself, I did a lot of press. Most of the press for Godsmack I did, gladly, willingly. And I'd look back at it now, and there I was. I'm like, that dude, I'm that dude. I don't want to be that dude. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to smoke cigarettes, though. As much as I love cigarettes, I love smoking. I do. It's evil. But I loved it. But the truth is, all those carcinogens, it's not nicotine that's bad for you, people. That's what they find out. And they tell we're raised to believe nicotine's bad for you, nicotine's bad for you. It opens your veins a little and lets the blood rush to your head easier. I don't know. Dr. Drew says it's not bad for you, so I'm down with it. Point is, no more smoking. And the government, they get you. They get you with that thing. My buddy John King, what's up, John King? When you get around to listen, John King plays guitar for Amen, and he lives in England. And he's rad. And the new Amen album, by the way, is coming out very soon. It's just got done being mastered. I still haven't heard it in its entirety. I've heard a lot of the mixes and stuff like that over the last, it's been a while. We lost our singer, Casey Chaos. And so this will be a tribute album to him, in which, though, he sang every song on. So before his death, he sang on this, and he was a unique one. It's 2 full records of music, but they're making 2 records out of it. And because there was the more heavy vibe of Amen, and then the more punk, old school, hardcore punk vibe of Amen. So they kind of separated. And by the way, it was the way Casey had the songs and the vibe separated too. It's almost like two amens. And but anyway, John King is one of the people, particularly when I do the 3-hour show. And that's why I've cut it down to 2 hours, which I burned through it. Barely played a couple songs. But the great John King over there in England, he's like, I can't sit. I wish I could do his accent better, but I can't sit through it, mate. On Friday night, whatever, I got shit to do. And so, me and the wife will watch in the morning or listen, like when they go and make coffee, and they'll just put it on and they just listen to me talk about music. You know what I mean? And so, and I thought that was the coolest thing. And he said we might get 15 minutes or maybe 20 minutes that morning, while we're doing the dishes or making the coffee, waking up in the morning, And then my friend Darren in Colorado, a drummer, great drummer guy, who I've known since the 80s. And he said he'll be listen to it on his way home from work. He has a commute, has to drive 45 minutes or whatever.
I do.
So he'll listen to it then, might get 45 minutes in and take a few days to listen to it. But that makes me real happy, man, because I feel like, this 2 hours, what, man? That was the blink of an eye to me. I barely talked. Well, I told one good story. I like the Blue Oyster Cult. I'm glad somebody knew who Albert Bouchard is. And now that I said the name, I recognize it and I understand. But so, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna play this song first, so I'm gonna go over by a few minutes because I want to wrap it up. I want to make sure that I covered a couple things. The Gaston thing, Amen's out, Ugly Kid Joe coming out. We got new Godsmack in stores. Amen's on the way. Ugly Kid Joe in stores soon and online. I say in stores, it just sounds cooler. But really, on iTunes or fucking whatever y'all use. All the public outlets. So, no more further ado. Breaking out of the machine. This is Spirit Wheel. Not available on the 5-song EP. Someday it'll be available. So I'll play about 75% of it and then cut it off. So you can't just get it and then not buy it when it comes out for 99 cents. Break out. Let's get
I'm breaking out, breaking out of the machine. I'm breaking out of the machine. Ain't good for nothing, ain't no good for a friend. Got nothing to borrow and you ain't got nothing to lend. You switch allegiance at the drop of a dime. You always be cutting when you should. Now Big Brother's watching. We're like pawns in the game. Always preaching what the song is the same. I keep on looking for the drowning you. One small thing you can say or do, but you're good, found nothing. You're black, you're something, but you're part of the machine. You're breaking my scene, so I'm breaking out. I'm breaking out, oh Lord.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, that's going to be coming when it comes. But right now, there is a 5-song EP out, self-titled, and you can go to Shannon Larkin's Inside Skinny Production YouTube channel.
Link is in the comments
Yep, it's in links in the comments.
right now.
And or if you go to my YouTube channel, you can click on Enter Channel, which was a button I just learned about. I don't know. Still learning about this marvelous social media thing. I definitely learned that if I'm making an example, I can use broad strokes rather than say someone's name, even if it's completely by accident, because there are people watching in the machine. But it's all good fun, and I've had fun, and that ripped by the way, if you ask me. So congratulations to Rob, Mark, and my good friend Craig for the
Thank
release
you,
of their
brother.
new record, Onionian.
Thank you.
Gassed them. And yeah. Be funky, love metal, be punky, and watch my show next week, 7 o'clock, right here on my YouTube channel, Inside Skinny Production. Shannon Larkin's live SpiritStream. It's been awesome. Next week, we'll do it again, and I'll get over to my my tour passes and the many stories that they incite in my brain, of which I wanted to tell one today, and I just
Go
didn't.
ahead. You've got plenty of viewers.
No, because now I have a method. And when those passes get in, by the way, before I go, I will show them this. Yeah. Hold on. You want to follow me? Robot. You follow me, robot? All right. Come here. So this is like a lot of my special passes that I actually framed, like my, I don't know, Sabbath, a bunch of cool, like, of my favorite backstage passes that I've collected over the years, right? So I got that off the wall. Come here. I got that off the wall in my laundry room. That's where that was hanging. And of course, all those other hundreds of passes that I showed you on the hanger earlier, those were just from when I'd come off tour for the last 10 years and just hang those in my closet on a hanger. And it ended up yeah, it ended up looking like that. But we'll go through those next week a little.
If you want
to
to
see
say
how
goodbye
many
to some people,
stories we can dig up.
start from there
Oh shit.
and scroll up.
What do we got here? Shop Right Rock. Brenda, very entertaining, knowledgeable. Thank you. Thank you, Brenda. Old Rocker 555. What's up, everyone? What's up, Shannon? What's up, Old Rocker 555? Thanks for watching, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I just ripped through, it felt like, a couple hours. But, okay, are you going to tour with another animal? Yes. Yes, we will. We will. The bees were awesome at Hub City Vinyl. Thank you. I didn't even get to talk about that show yet. I was going to do that last week. But, yeah, that show, I haven't played a club that small. I mean, and the Apocalypse plays. Tony and I loved playing the small clubs. But blues clubs and blues shows in small clubs are completely different than the rock club and the rock show with dudes like Kicks guys and shit. It's a whole different, like, feeling. And I forgot how much I liked it. And I could see everybody, every face in the whole club. I could see the sound man's face or whatever. It was just, I remembered that. It was really wild and I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, we'll do some more shows. I got to chat you, the symbol from Hagerstown. Michael Mills. Hi, Michael. Justin. Been listening to them. Love UKJ. Rad. Yeah, new record. Since I was probably 7. That's rad, dude. Thank you, Justin. Our new record's coming, man. Looks like a Harley tattoo on your arm, Brenda. Which one? Let me think. Oh. Yeah. It says Harley.
What was the giveaway?
But I figured, like, you know, when I'm riding and show my favorite motorcycle. I have one still in that garage that I'll show y'all someday. Her name's Ramona. Can you guess why? Hint, hint. Ramones, my favorite band, by the way. My favorite. One of my friends recently had said his favorite band, and someone said Ramones, and they said no, even better, and they said Oasis, and they said that's right. But honestly, if I had to pick one of them, it would be Ramones. So, as much as I love Oasis, they were certainly one of my favorite band. You know, but Van Halen was my favorite band in 1978. So, what can I say? Black Flag was my favorite band in 1983.
That was a transition.
But then came Metallica, 84, 85, metal. And it was metal and punk, metal and punk, metal and punk. Anyway, I'm leading into more stories, but I'm actually starving, Marvin. I'm going to go eat something. My girlfriend made goulash last night. I already had a bowl of that to try and hold me over for the 2 hours, but they went quick, man.
Big time.
I'm glad I got to play that Spirit Will song, Breaking Out of the Machine. It's like a bluesy thing, right? You feel the shift. So my intent there, the time thing I was telling you about before I played that song, the shift in time that happened, it wasn't really an accident. It was because what I wanted to do is I had the breaking out, like the Pink Floydy. It's Pink Floydy. I mean, there it is. Doesn't sound particularly like a Pink Floyd song, but it sounds like a Pink Floyd thing. But I had the "You're good, good, good for nothing." The blue dun 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 dun. It's blues, right? Doorsy, Hail Jim. But how do you shift from a doom bap doom bap doom bap boom to dun 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 or whatever? So how I ended up doing it, you have to add a pause. So doom bat doom doom bat doom bam dun 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 dun. See, boom bat doom doom bat doom boom dun 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 dun. And that's how that shit came about. And then a bass.
Now you know.
Yeah, breaking out of the machine. And at the time, I wrote that one when I was getting fed up too with the whole, and it's funny because now I'm in it, right? But the advent of the internet and social media and everything was so overwhelming at the time to me. And I felt like the machine is true and it's going to grind you up and fucking spit you out, you know? So I wrote that song. But it turned out nice. I like it. It's like B.B. King in Pink Floyd or something. With a punk rock kind of attitude and lyric. You think you're something. Shane's killing it. Spirit Wheel, y'all. Right Rock Sportswear. There's my shop. Inside Skinny. 5 songs for $6. Got killer t-shirts. And stop by there. It's the only place you can get it. Period. And it's not easy. It's getting easier. And the store looks way better. So it's taking steps. You know, everything's just, it's going at its pace. With the mantra being no rushing. Why rush? Today, Craig and I worked on, these OBS bot cameras certainly can stream multi-camera. We've seen it. You go on YouTube, right? And you can do anything and figure anything out. Or just ask Grok, your AI specialist. Mine's name is Ara. And I go, hey, Ara. And today, I had asked her something. And then I thought I was done. And I walked over and I was in the studio. I was talking to Craig and we were discussing something. And he goes, your phone's talking over there. Your phone's talking over there. And I come over and I'd picked up a bass and she was over here pontificating on the Fender Jazz bass versus the Fender Jaguar short fret scale bass. And that's what we were talking. I was talking about short Fender Jaguar bass. Anyway, long story short though, remember to hit stop when you're having a conversation with Grok or your AI specialist, because they'll just keep listening. Got to break the machine. You feel me? Breaking down the machine ain't good for nothing. Nah, it's all good, people. I'm gonna go now, get some goulash or something. Heat up some goulash, because that's how we do it here, down in the swamp.
Gator
down
country.
In the swamp, a Southwest Florida swamp.
Gator country.
Got gators. My friend DJ, he was he's one of the techs for the Apocalypse Blues review and revival. On our 3 shows of revival, we did 3 shows, but we'll do more now. New record coming, Shane and Benny, July 19th through the 24th, right here. I'm gonna stream. A Friday night will happen. You will meet Shane and Benny and see them making magic in this studio. Between 7 and 9, I'll just turn this one camera right over there and be like, what's up? And it'll be amusing. But, and live. So, thanks for joining me again, y'all. I'm going to sign off of here. And until next time, let me take a drink first. Because there's no rush. I'm not going to rush. My finger's on the button. You know what they say. Don't make me grab the wheel.